Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free. Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper. I wanted to do this video because I've been mentioning things like my chicory coffee, just a few things I've mentioned about some diet things and a little bit about something being paleo or whatever. And I've had people asking me about it, and I didn't want to do a video about it until I'd been doing this for a while and kind of gotten an idea of what I'm doing a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys today what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it. I want to start this video absolutely by saying that I just am talking about what I'm doing, the results kind of that I've seen. I've got a friend that's had some pretty good results, but this is not medical advice. I'm not guaranteeing that anything is going to cure anything, so please don't think I'm trying to give somebody medical advice. If you need to see a doctor, be sure you see a doctor. But what happened is, I've been having issues with autoimmune things for many, many years. Really pretty severe psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, and asthma, just stuff like that. And so, friend of ours, in fact, these have been good friends of ours for a long time. I think I've known her since we were 11. And so she had developed scleroderma, and that's an autoimmune disorder. It's a fairly serious one. And she started doing what is called the Autoimmune Protocol Paleo Diet. And she had such good results with it that she wanted to tell me about it. And so she was letting Bill and I know about this. Her husband has had real good results with it also. Is, a little bit of weight loss, but the main thing has been like his blood pressure is really good now, and there's been some things that it's really helped him too. So I thought about it and I said, well, let me see what I can find out about this. Also, I'm in a situation right now, the psoriasis has spread quite a bit again. It's just too expensive for me right now to be able to do the Humira, which I was doing for many years, but we're kind of in that in-between place where we make a little bit too much to get any assistance, but we don't make enough to be able to afford it. Humira, which actually works amazingly well, is about $2,000 a shot, and you need 2 of them a month. So I'm not really in a good position to be able to do that at this point, and so I looked into this because this friend of mine is very level-headed. She's not flighty, and she doesn't buy into every single thing that ever would come along, and so I thought I'd check it out. So the first thing we did was we bought a book, and it's this one. It's called the Paleo Approach, and this is the lady, the woman that my friend had been getting her information from. The author's name is Sarah Ballantyne, and she has a PhD in, I'm going to get the exact right thing here, but her doctorate is in medical biophysics. How's that for amazing? So anyway, she is has a doctorate in all this, and she has done tons and tons of research. So the doctor, her name is Sarah Ballantyne, PhD. I'm going to show you several books, 3 of them today. They are available, now they're kind of expensive, I'm just being honest, but we really felt like it was so important that we just went ahead and did it. But anyway, they are available in our Amazon store. We'll have a link below so that you can find them easily if you're interested. But it just says reverse autoimmune disease and heal your body, and the Paleo Approach. Now, the Paleo Diet, which people do hear about quite a bit, is basically just trying to go back to eating food in its simplest basic form. Food that would have been available more, for people many, many, many years ago. And the AIP, which is the Autoimmune Protocol in the Paleo Diet, is even stricter. It's even more stringent. But it apparently really helps keep things that cause inflammation out of your body, and it also helps to really increase the amount of nutrition that you're getting. So this has been a huge change for me. I'd already had to go gluten-free, which had been for years and years now. But this has been a big change. Basically, it's better to talk about all the things you can eat than the things that you can't eat. And I'm not trying to sound real negative with that. the main thing is that there's just a lot of very healthy food out there that we don't necessarily eat that often. I am discovering, I never knew this before, parsnips are delicious. I can have sweet potatoes. I love them. I like rutabaga. It's really good. All these weird things I would see at the store. And turnips, they have a little teeny bit of a bite to them, but they're really a good flavor. And I mixed some sweet potato, parsnips, and rutabaga the other day, just a little bit of each. Mashed it all up together and put a little bit of coconut milk in there. Oh my goodness! Wasn't it really good, hon? It was. He's right here.
But it was. You had carrot in there.
Was it carrot I put in that one?
Not rutabaga, carrot.
No, it was with the rutabaga
was
that I was, yeah. Although I've done carrot mixtures with stuff too. Just mash it all together after it's cooked. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised at how good rutabaga is. And parsnips are delicious. So, I don't know, just stuff I'd never known about before. But basically what you want to do is, I'm going to go to her. This is her Paleo Approach Cookbook. That is by the same author. And it gives you like meal plans, all sorts of incredible information and recipes. And a lot of the stuff now that I have to get is a little more expensive. But I'm also realizing that there's a lot of stuff that I'm not buying for me to eat anymore. That, you know, I can walk through a grocery store now and go, nope, nothing in that aisle, nothing in that aisle. So it leaves me a little more free to be able to get better meats to eat. And some of these things are a little different for me that I had never had before. Things like coconut aminos. I can't use soy. I can't use soy sauce really anyway. It's usually wheat-based, but I can't have soy. And so coconut aminos are remarkably like soy sauce. It's just made out of coconut. So there's just interesting things. I'm just going to really briefly talk about what she calls her the Paleo Approach food pyramid. And there's meat, fish, shellfish, poultry, and then good quality animal fats. Animal fats are, I mean, not as bad for you for this that I'd ever known before. A lot of vegetables, fruit, you know, cold pressed oils, sea vegetables, edible fungi, which is like mushrooms and all that good stuff. Coconut oil is good as far as like healthy fats. Avocado oil. I'm actually eating more avocado now. Coconut oil is a really good one to use. And then, you know, do not be afraid of using some good basic animal fat. Of course, good old, you know, extra virgin, like cold pressed olive oil is really good for you. It's just that the coconut oil can handle higher cooking temperatures. But the olive oil, of course, is really good for you. But when you eat meat, she said eat meat, some kind of meat product and some kind of vegetable or plant product every time you have a meal. No dairy, no grains whatsoever, not even the things that are kind of light grains like buckwheat and quinoa. No nuts and seeds, no eggs. So, I mean, there's a lot of things like that that apparently cause an inflammation. So I need to eat plenty of vegetables, and there's fruit I can have. Quality fats for cooking and dressing the food, and getting the best quality of ingredients, and having as much variety as possible. And that way you get a lot of the nutrients. And so, you know, it felt really overwhelming at first, but I'm getting kind of familiar with working with different things. And I went to the health food store to find some of the stuff that was a little harder for me to find. I can sometimes use some Blackstrap Molasses. I cannot believe how much nutrition is in Blackstrap Molasses. I would just only use a little bit. But I think like a tablespoon gives you like a quarter of your daily calcium needs. And it's amazing. Another one that we got that had been recommended is by this same Sarah Ballantyne and by Elena Haber, who's like a nutritionist. And it's called The Healing Kitchen. Like I said, all these are available in the Amazon store. But they are giving me just a wealth of recipes and different ideas, and it's amazing what you can really use to make really good stuff. And I had been told, just to let you know, I mean, I had been told, like, when I was like really trying to diet, really just to lose weight, that the best thing is to like have like 6 small meals a day. And from everything that this researcher is saying, when you're dealing with immune problems, autoimmune problems, you're better off with 2 to 3 bigger meals a day. And actually right now I seem to be doing fine eating a meal during the day, and then Bill and I will have a meal in the early evening. And that's really all I'm needing right now. If I really get hungry, there's things I can just get that are really healthy for me, just for kind of a snack. Some days if I feel really hungry, I'll do a 3rd meal. But that's just kind of how I'm doing it. I put together, these books get heavy and they're awkward in the kitchen and everything. Beautiful pictures in them, my goodness. But I just got a notebook. I put a piece of paper on it that says Autoimmune Protocol Recipes. And I am just copying them. This is my list of foods that I can have and can't have. And then I'm just finding the recipes, and as I check them out, I'm putting them in here, and that makes it easy to grab it. And I'll alphabetize them the best I can, and just grab it, and it's easy to cook with. So I'm putting together kind of my own folder, my notebook here of these recipes. So I'm going to show you one of the meals that I prepared using one of these recipes. We saw a little bit of it in one of our previous videos, and it was really quite delicious. So just learning to really use very good nutrient-dense food. Sardines or mackerel, packed in olive oil. Things that have just concentrated nutrition. Fortunately, I dearly love liver. People think, but it is like, I think calorie for calorie, the most nutrient-dense food there is. There's so much nutrition packed in. And everybody talks about be careful of cholesterol and all that stuff, but I'm not sure all that has actually been very valid. This is just basic natural meat, and even eggs are actually, if I could have eggs, actually very nutritious and really good for you. I think about my grandparents who both lived to be almost 90. They almost celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. And they were on a farm, and they had their meat and their bacon that they got from their own animals and stuff from the garden. And goodness, my grandpa would have bacon and a full big breakfast every morning of his life. But he was busy and active, and they ate nothing but just real food, healthy, real food. And I can see I don't know, how healthy they really stayed. So I am noticing, Bill noticed this first, since the psoriasis has come back. Psoriasis tends to create really flaking skin. Your skin thinks there's an injury when there isn't one, and so it just starts bringing all sorts of cells up to the surface to help heal an injury that isn't there. So normally, if it takes 28 days, I think, for a new skin cell to come to the surface, with psoriasis it goes crashing up there in 3. And so your skin tends to flake a lot. And for some people it itches a lot. For me, that isn't really the case. If it's bothering me at all, it hurts. It can vary. But I usually end up leaving a little bit of evidence that I was there, a snowstorm, whenever I've been somewhere. And Bill really noticed there's much less flaking now. And I really think that on my arms and stuff, I'm noticing some improvement. And I'm not doing this to lose weight. I can't think of this as a diet. I have got to adjust to changing how I eat for the rest of my life and getting used to it and having the stuff around that I need. But I have come down probably, I think it's 18 pounds now, from like the last time I was at the doctor and officially got weighed and all that kind of stuff. So it's been over the course of 4 months, something like that, I think, that I've been trying to, I'm asking Bill, trying to sort of stick to this the best I can. It's a process. How long has it been?
It's not even been 2 months yet.
You really think so?
Hasn't even been 2 months yet.
Wow, I guess it seems longer. But I'm trying to learn it. I'm not doing it perfectly, but step by step, I'm getting more on track with it and learning how to make the stuff I need and what to have around and where to find it. I have a health food store in the area that has remarkably good prices on meat that has no nitrates, no growth hormones, grass-fed, really like healthy, no antibiotics, all that kind of stuff. And I can find meat there that I can use, and so and I've been able to find the good fruits and vegetables, and a lot of my Thrive Life stuff is perfectly fine for me. It's still very nutritious. So yeah, so I guess in the last 2 months, wow, I've dropped about 18 pounds. You know, I'm heavy enough. There's a long way to go, but I can't look at this like I'm gonna go on a diet until I get skinny or whatever. I've got to think in terms of maybe being able to stop all this autoimmune stuff and certainly make my liver happy. And because I've had some issues with my liver. It's doing much better now. And a part of it is they took me off of all medicine that I didn't absolutely have to have. Yay! And the other part may be very well that I've just had started trying to do this. I think it may have been just getting off the medicine. But anyway, this has to be something for forever. And I got honestly admit it is a massive change for me. But I'm trying to, you know, adjust to it. And so I'm not very expensive to take out to eat anymore. So, but just real quick, we needed to grab something to eat. We were out, and you know what? We went to a little steak house, and I had a really small, little, nice steak, and a green salad, and a sweet potato. And it was like, well, goodness, I can do this, you know. So, it worked out really well. All right, I want to just show you this one meal that I fixed. So we were staying in the cottage, and here's some parsnips and apple, and this is some of the nitrate-free bacon. And it was really fun actually getting myself like real fresh thyme and just chopping all this up here. I'm cutting up the apple to put that to mix in with the chicken. I know I'm not doing this like a chef on TV, but I'm just going to get this fresh rosemary chopped. I need one of those big knives that you go choo, choo, choo. But this is working. It's chopping. Oh, this smell is wonderful. Okay. Now cutting up onion and getting that all ready. I decided to use a fresh onion for this. I'm going to start using more fresh herbs. I think they're wonderful. There's my bacon and my onion and my apple all ready to go. Now I formed them into patties. You can see the parsnips cooking on the stove too, and I just formed these chicken into patties. This was the cranberry topping, and very easy to make. Well, we have these patties. This is the first time I've ever tried this recipe. It's on the Paleo, the AIP Paleo plan. We have parsnips and we have broccoli. We have discovered we love parsnips. Making this in my cottage. It's gone very well. There's like a cranberry topping that goes on top. These are chicken, rosemary. It's got apple, onions, some bacon in it. You just make them into patties and cook them kind of slowly, and then put the cranberries on top. And that's a recipe that I just wanted to try. This is all okay on my AIP Paleo Cookbook.
You're definitely going to have to do this one again.
It's good, isn't it?
It works, yep.
Good. So, I just wanted to tell you guys about this. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not trying to give any medical advice here, but I'm going to see how it goes, and I have gotten a few comments from people that they had actually done this kind of thing themselves and had seen some good results, so that's really encouraging. So, you know, maybe I can just get out and get a lot stronger again. So, alrighty, well, I'll kind of let you know how things are going, and if I come across any kind of really interesting recipes in here. There's been some pretty neat ones. So bless you guys, and thanks for caring. Thanks for coming along with me, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, live simple, live free, and be blessed. Bye, love you. Mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'll just project a little.
Yep. Sorry, mosquitoes. Okay. Hi, this is Elizabeth with, oh, that sounds really like corny. Okay. Okay. So I thought I would explain in this video what I'm trying to do. And she has been doing something called the Auti-immune protocol Paleo Diet, and it has made a very dramatic difference for her. Now she's just a very level-headed, squared-away kind of a person. So, I just breathed a fly. Oh, honey, I'm getting like.
This is not going to work.
I know, and I love it out here, but I'm like, they're like, it's like those little gnats. It went right up my nose.
Super.
Oh, goodness. I don't even know if it ever came out, but they're like right here, and it's a bummer because it's beautiful out here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to concentrate. Aren't they doing it to you?
A little bit.
You can't. I mean, they're like.
It's up to you.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Okay.
Shoot. Could we try the big chair in the